Right, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Good evening. This is another episode of Tactical Midi. Today we are having a little synth show. And hopefully we're going to go through all this list. We got a couple things that I want to talk about. As you can see here in the screen, I'm going to take a look at these things. And I'm going to start quickly. People will join. If they want to join, they can join. And also, I'm going to start recording. I got to record this episode for later purposes. All right. So, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Synth Show with Tactical Midi. And today's show, we're having a little list of synthesizers that we rarely speak about. We're going to talk about all kinds of things. We're just going to be scrolling through the internet. There's not going to be that much music going on, music making today. We're just going to talk about the stuff for the future gas station type of stuff. I think my voice is really loud. Let me take it down a little bit. Let's go. There you go. That feels a little bit better. All right, so let's cut the music and let's start the show. All right, that's great. How's everybody doing? I hope you're doing fine today in this beautiful, wonderful evening. I hope everybody's having some good supper, right? Eating some good food tonight. And we're going to start the show with this machine right here. Is called the Echon 6 voice analog polyphonic multi-timbral BBD synthesizer, which is, I guess, a new type of synthesis. I'm not sure because I'm not an expert on synthesizers, but I guess it's something new, something different. Let me see. Here we go. This is world's first polyphonic synthesizer based around analog BBD resonators. Each of its 6 voices features discrete BBD delay line resonator that tracks the keyboard, producing organic overtones and complex harmonic depth, allowing you to excite these resonators in creative ways. More for Echon 6 will generate anything from plucked and bowed strings over leads and basses to big pads and evolving soundscapes. With comprehensive multi-timbral capabilities, a 9x32 modulation matrix, and a full analog signal path, Echon 6 unites experimental sound design with classic polyphony. That's some great writing by the website itself. And here's the machine. As you can see, it looks like it has plenty of options. And it's not cheap. Let me tell you, we're not checking out cheap synthesizers. We're checking out what's new on the market. All right. So let me say hi to the chat here. We got Banana Rider 69, George G's. How you doing, Mr. George G's? Harmonic Sonics. And that's pretty much it. We're also today, by the way, celebrating almost 300 subs. We're at 298 subs as of today, and it's amazing how we have come along all this way to 300 subs. And yeah, I'm really happy about the community, and everybody's really super nice here in Tactical Midi's world. So yeah, keep it up, guys. It's awesome. So I pulled up a video. They have here like sounds from it. But let's check out a video right quick. And we have a video from Livewired. I don't know if they're gonna copyright strike me. I don't know. I'm just a small channel. I'm trying to show you guys what's going on. Let's check this out right quick.
Welcome to Livewire. We're at Super Booth 26 in Berlin.
That was on Super Booth. Let's go forward.
So that's how we could use the envelope to modulate something. The other thing that we can do, for example, an LFO, and each voice has 4 LFOs, so it's a quad LFO. So each voice has 4 LFOs, one LFO 1, 2,
Wow.
3, 4.
And I can also send LFOs to various locations then.
Right. So you've got 4 separate LFOs that you can use for different things. So we can have an LFO on the panning, for example. And now
this synthesizer, I saw the from video, and this synthesizer has a lot going for it. Let me see. I just want somebody that can. Okay, Morpheus playing some factory presets. Let's hear this one. That is crazy, man. Wow. Let's put on the slow pad. Wow. Let's hear this one's called Glitter. All right, it seems like a pretty capable synthesizer. I know it's very expensive synthesizer. You can find it, I believe, is on Perfect Circuit. They have it as $3,000. I mean, they have a Perfect Circuit here in America and different places. Let's go there. And we're talking about a whopping $2,999. But it's if you want unique sounds and a lot of modulation, it's 4 LFOs per voice. That's just intense. That's a lot of stuff. That's like having a huge modular in a way smaller form factor, which I like a lot. And now we're gonna go to our next contender of the night, which is a Pittsburgh Modular Liveforms SV2. This one is a little bit cheaper. This is like half the price of that one. I'm very intrigued by this one because it's a smaller synthesizer. I can have it here on my table. I think it will fit here very nicely. as well as in your studio, it could fit very nicely. You have payment options of $42 a month for 36 months. This is on Sweetwater. And I believe this is a great synthesizer right here. And it also gives you, I think it's 25 HP extra. So you can add a couple more modules, probably 2 or 3 slim, like more slim extra modules. And this is a very, very interesting. Let's copy this. Let's copy this right quick. Here we go. This is a great buy. I think it's a great buy. I think it has like a polyphonic, also a polyphonic. Hey, they got the video right here. They have it has like a polyphonic mode on it, but this looks like a really capable synthesizer. I want to see here, by the way. I don't know if I can go in deeper. Let's check it out closer. So, oh my God, I want to go closer in this. Really? All right, I think we can see it right there. So I believe the blue ones are ins and the white ones are out. So you got plenty of in and out patch points inside of itself. It's like you can patch itself in so really nicely. Okay, blues are in and white are out. And as you can see, it's a very capable synthesizer. Again, it has two. It says frequency here, frequency there. I don't want to say anything because I don't have all the information in my face right now. We can check it out. Here it says we're going to have a little readout for those who are just listening. Whoa. All right, so this is Reimagine Oscillators. Melding old school East Coast character with modern innovation. The Lifeforms SV2 reimagines the classic analog signal chain from stem to stern. Engineered around redesigned oscillator core, it delivers vintage analog organic warmth alongside the expanded creative potential of contemporary synth architecture. So it has 2 0 through 0 triangle core oscillators reinforced by through 0 FM and phase modulation for max tuning stability. Pulse symmetry adds second vertical dimension to the modulation to pulse waves for deep evolving textures. 2 VC triangle core LFOs with triangle saw and square waveforms that can double as third or fourth audio oscillator. We got single triangle saw and random waveform with on-demand tuning, linear FM, and hard sync. Blade Wave, a proprietary sawtooth variant, produces dense natural chorus effects through harmonic manipulation. And then we have a square wave sub oscillator with 1 and 2, -1 and -2 octave outputs. Analog white noise generator for creating percussive sounds, wind effects, creative modulations, and transient enhancements. All right, so I'm not going to keep reading. I think that's pretty much the highlights of this synthesizer, which is going to be an amazing piece for this year. I know that it's also on the high price, but we got to keep looking out, our future. We're like, everybody starts small, and with the years and with time, over time, you're going to keep growing. And it's not that you cannot do the same types of sound with already available hardware, which is possible to do with available hardware, but these are unique pieces for your studio. And there's certainly instruments, right? All right, so we're going to the next one, and this one right here is from Isla Electronics, and this one is called the Caladan. And this one is a little bit more cheaper, a couple $100 less than the Pittsburgh Modular, and it's $1,249, and it's gonna be very soon. I think they're gonna open their pre-order very soon. It's on the works, and I've seen a whole bunch of videos, and it sounds amazing. And you know, we're gonna read here this description so you get an idea of what this brings to the table. It says here 8 synths, multiple engines, 1 box. Before I start speaking, I believe with this synthesizer you can buy different modules that will change your synthesizer into a different synthesizer, which is really amazing because now the companies are thinking out of the box, and we're gonna see other stuff that I'm very interested in, but this is one way of seeing things, and let's go at it. This is 8 synths, multiple engines, 1 box. Caladan is an 8-part multi-timbral hybrid synthesizer designed to bring multiple types of synthesis together in one instrument. Each part can run its own synth engine, whether that's a dedicated hardware voice card or a software-based engine, allowing analog, digital, and hybrid approaches to coexist within the same machine. The project traces some of its early thinking back to ideas explored during the Parva era, but Caladan quickly evolved into its own platform with its own hardware, architecture, and direction. Rather than revisiting older instrument, it became an opportunity to build a more open-ended synthesizer built around expansion, flexibility, and multiple engine types. At the top level, Caladan works like 8 self-contained synth channels, feeding a built-in digital mixer. Each part can have up to 4 insert effects plugins with LV2 and VST3 support, plus 2 aux sends for shared effects. Everything can be controlled directly from the front panel or expanded with a keyboard, mouse, and monitor for broader control via full HD display output. This is amazing. So that means that this synthesizer can be plugged into a monitor, and you can. It's basically like a full computer synthesizer, I guess. It's a standalone synthesizer that can give you all its control if you want, using mouse and keyboard or whatnot. That's impressive. It's very impressive if you want to, if you're not satisfied with not per function and you want to go even deeper, you can do that with this synthesizer. And let's see. Let's hear this demo. That's from February 10th. Whoa, 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 whoa. You see what's happening there? So it's taking all the voices and then he's like adding a gate, like a gate type of gating into all the voices at the same time. So it's like a macro gator type of stuff. So that means that you can like modulate everything on top of modulating everything separately. You can also modulate everything together. That's great. That's crazy right there. All right, that was pretty cool. That was pretty cool. It sounds very nice, and these are the stuff that I'm talking to you about. This is one of the voice cards here, and they have DCO3. This is a 3 oscillator analog single voice card with analog filters and VCAs, complete with both hardware and firmware, with physical cards already manufactured on hand. This is a different way of thinking about this whole thing. If one of these goes bad, you can just order another one, or it seems like it's a surface mounted. It looks surface mounted, but they got different ones. OPL3 is a 6-voice, 4-operator FM subtractive hybrid card with analog filters based on Elka Syntex. So you see this module right here is a FM module with analog filters, which is very impressive. I like that kind of stuff. Quadro Wave, a 4-voice digital wavetable card with analog SS 12144 filters containing 256 waveform. Yes, all the classics are in there. With morphing, hardware is complete and ready for manufacture with firmware development nearing completion. So it's almost ready. And then I believe you can just, it says 4-voice digital wavetable card, analog filters, containing to manufacture, whatever. And what is this? Callisto virtual analog, a virtual analog engine offering 16 voices per instance, 2 oscillators per voice. So that's like they're working on their own VST. But I'm interested in the hardware. This is pretty amazing. You can get, if it's 4 voices, right? 4 cards that it takes, I think it is. I'm not sure. But it's coming very, very soon. All right, so stay tuned. Next is this one right here. Caught my eye on Vulture Culture's channel. Shout out to Vulture Culture. He doesn't know me, but I know him. And it's impressive. I asked a couple of questions during that live stream. Some people answered for me what this synthesizer is about, and this is very compact. I'm very into small compact, just like the analog box. The Electron boxes are very compact and fully featured. That's what the type of stuff that I like to have. I like to use like here, I like to have just one keyboard to rule all of them. Just one keyboard, and then the rest are modules. That's the way I like to work with this. Let's get back to the main screen. So this is very interesting. The price is very cheap, as you can see. It's $559, and this is the TherapSID. This is like a SID, what they call the SID synth. It uses Commodore chips. Commodore 64 chips. Let me see here. All right, let's read some of this to see if you're interested in it. TherapSID is a dedicated SID performance synth built to pull every last ounce of bite, instability, and rude charm out of the legendary Commodore chip. Hard edge 8-bit character. And it's not polite nostalgia box. TherapSID is tuned for snarling leads, chord bass, animated arpeggios, and textures that cut straight through a mix. The Mark III hardware update adds practical improvement where it matters, included DIN, Midi, quarter-inch outputs, and power switch. Deep hands-on control keeps the SID voice alive instead of locked into preset memory. Filter routing, modulation, arpeggiation, and CV interaction all stay close to the panel. 8 SID playback and live remix. TherapSID can receive SID song data over Midi ACID protocol for compatible players such as Electron, ACID, Deep SID, Vice, side play, SID play variants instead of only playing a tune back. Lets you perform it, mute solo chips and channels, force waveforms, sing and rhythm modulation, transport, pitch, reshape, pulse width, push ADSR, filter values, filter modes, and filter routes in real time. A clean comparison mode lets you jump between the original SID playback and your remix version, while reset controls can restore full groups or individual parameters. It runs in classic SID files into playable material rather than static playback. For players who already love the chip, TherapSID makes more sense if you want a real SID center instrument, not a tribute. It's built for performance, patch movement, and aggressive presence. All right, so we're going to go to Walter Sculpture's channel because he did a great show. And he showed this all right, so here we go. This is Vulture Culture, and he did a great job. How's it going, DigiAddict? Welcome to the channel. I was watching this earlier, so this thing sounds amazing. Yo, that thing sounds amazing.
Using the notch again and using a random noise shape. Let's try band pass and high pass now.
Bro, it sounds really good. I don't know what to tell you, but this thing for what it is, I mean, it sounds amazing, and there's something about it. It feels like it feels so gritty, like it cuts, like it has a cutting type of sound to it. And I believe it's the 8-bit fact that is 8-bit. That's why you can hear on this thing.
That's more of your free jazz sort of sound.
To start a podcast with Riverside, all you
Yeah, man, it has great sound coming out of this machine. I believe that it can't beat this thing.
I wouldn't mind if the cutoff on the filter could go lower, just because we can't get into that really fucked up low end sound that you get when those really powerful partials above the fundamental get picked out by the filter. That's still a great drum and bass, Reese. How's it going, Keith?
Well, I think that's enough right there. Shout out to Vulture Culture. I like his show. It's very, very, very cool stuff. So it's $559. The thing is that you're gonna need a chip for this thing. It's a 6581 chip, 6582 or 8580, and you need to find those. You need to buy it, and then you need to install it. But let's see if we can find some of those chips if they're available. I like the fact that you have to go and find these damn chips to get it. Oh my god, chip. I got 8-sit 6582 chips. What should I do with them? Well, put it on this machine, bro. What are you gonna do with it? Let's go shopping here. So let's see if we can find some chips. Let's see. Here's one. This one is for $151. And you just gotta find it. Maybe look at this one. Black SID replacement for, I don't know. So this is replacement chips here for $59. So you gotta go out there and hunt. I believe there's suppliers out there, and it's not that expensive. I mean, if you want to truly like unique stuff like that, modernized stuff, look at this one. Yeah, ARM SID, this one. So Commodore 64. So it uses these chips right here. I'm really like, I'm really interested in that stuff. I think I'm gonna get that later on in my journey. And the other synthesizer, now we're gonna jump into even cheaper because we're going from high to low, right? So, well, kind of the same prices. We're going here to a little bit higher on the $800 mark. The Sequential Fourm polyphonic analog synthesizer. I'm very in love with the sound of this thing. I had the Pro 800, and the Behringer Pro 800 can do kind of almost there, like what this does. But this has a different character. I love the way it sounds. It sounds amazing, by the way. The price is not bad. It's $800, as you can see, and it has great filters in it. And I'm really thinking about having this piece. This is another piece that I will have to like in my studio, just because of the uniqueness of the sound. And let's play the little video here.
That fits this small. And yeah, it's got small keys, and yeah, it's as A, but it also adds a triangle wave. And like the above ones, you can add them. So you can get different combinations there. And you can turn on the sync button to sync oscillators A and B, and then change the frequency of A and get this. Or you can assign a controller to it, like the polyphonic aftertouch. And the modulation is both simple and yet can be very powerful. This is because of some really exciting features with the LED lights on this. So for example, if I want to send LFO, triangle wave, directly to frequencies A and B, I just turn those on, I turn on the LFO, and I can turn it up. If I want instead to go through the mod wheel, I just turn it blue, and now it has to go through the mod wheel first. And now if I want something that's direct, which is red, and something that's blue to both go to those things, I just change these to purple.
All right, so that's enough right there. I think the Sequential Fourm is a great synthesizer for the price. It's really nice, and it's polyphonic, and it has aftertouch too, which brings us to this next, and I think is the final. The final thing of tonight is the leak of the Arturia Drum Freak. As you can see here, this is our pictures from Reddit, and I like Arturia's pads. Arturia's pads, they feel great. They're probably made of the same thing that the Arturia Mini Brute 2 has, and they're pretty nice, and they have like a really nice squishiness to it. And yeah, they're not bad. They can compete with any other pads out there. Now, I like the fact that it has this thing right here. It has an XY pad here. And let's take a look here. As you can see, this is some real stuff. I believe that this is real stuff. You see, you have note repeats, you have chords and sounds, and you know, the only thing I really hope is that Arturia, I hope you didn't make a login box. Because if you made a login box, I'm gonna be so mad. And you know what is to buy an instrument and have to be dependent on whether that box is logged in the credentials somewhere, and then you have to access Wi-Fi to be able to access the sounds on that unit. If it's that, I will never get it. I will never think about getting it, and I think you shouldn't get it. Nobody should get it if it is a login box. That's what I call them, login box. I got rid of the MPC because of the login box situation. Yeah, because they need to respect the musician. You need to respect the musician. You're telling the musician that what they paid for is not enough, and then we can take it away from you whenever we don't want to support this machine. We'll just shut it down, and you'll never have access to it. I think that's for the people that are willing to do that. I'm not willing to do that. Yeah, I don't want a login box at all. It has a slot here for the SD card, which looks like that. I love SD cards. I got SD cards everywhere like this. I got one there. I got another one here. And they're very cool. I mean, you can have these cards, and then you can have different you can even have different styles. Like you can have a SD card that you have a style of music on it, and then you can have a different one, and you can work on it like that if you want. Yeah, but I like this stuff. I really do. I like the form factor. I think they did something that nobody was. It even has a sequencer here. You have a 16-step sequencer, as you can see right up here. Yeah, I think it says perform, so it has a performance mode. I think this is gonna bring to the game something different. Electron, watch out. They even have the 8-button layout on the top right, just like Electrons do. You know, that type of layout. And you got the transport buttons over here, sample, a dedicated sample. So it's gonna sample in. I wonder what kind. It has auxiliary 1 in, auxiliary in, aux 1 and 2. I wonder what the other two are, if they're outputs or inputs. So it has one, yeah, this two. So probably has 4 inputs. It could have 4 inputs. If it has 4 inputs and 2 outputs, that's not bad neither. That means it could do like a triple thread type of setup. Like you can have like 2 boxes, two whole boxes going in there. So I'm really intrigued. I want to see what Arturia is coming up next. This is gonna break, I believe, in Christmas time. It looks like, because they already have it ready. Yeah, Harmonic Sonics. I think it has an auxiliary ins, right? And the audio in on the other side. It looks like it. And then the only thing that says output here is this one. I'm not seeing anything. You see audio in, that's what it says there, plus the auxiliary in. So you can plug in 2 more things, right? Or another stereo source. That would be great because you can have two stereo synthesizers going into it. And then this is the sampler in the middle. And then, you know, you do your sample work, and you can do like live performances with it. All right, so we're hitting the end of the show today. I thank everybody that has shown up to the show today. I know that it was unannounced and I just jumped in. I got a couple things that I have to do tomorrow, and that's the reason why I'm doing my live stream today. Just because I have some family matters to take care of. So today I'm trying to cover for today. We got Aaron Parties in the house. How you doing, Aaron Parties? Long time no see. Yeah, let's put some music here right quick. So let's do a recap of everything that we have done today. We visited the Echon 6 voice analog polyphonic multi-timbral BBD synthesizer, which is very expensive but very interesting. It's like having a modular. Then we got Pittsburgh Modular's Liveform SV2 modular analog synthesizer for $14.99, and this is really interesting. I think the value is there for $14.99, and if you get this, you're gonna have something that is gonna last you a long time, because it has a lot of options on sound mangling and routing and all that stuff. It's basically like, this is like having an Euro rack with a keyboard attached to it, basically. All right, and then we were checking out the Caladan by Isla Electronics, which is people barely talk about this, but I wanted to bring it up to the light because this is another massive effort from Isla Instruments. A lot of development, and it's been years, I think, couple years, probably like 4 years on development or something like that. And you can see that the construction and the engineering is there, and this is so open for you to see. You can see this is amazing work right here. As you can see, it's all analog, and this is what we need in our music. This is what we need. And then we have also wavetable synthesis here. So you got 3 types of synthesis: FM, wavetable synthesis, and regular subtractive analog synthesis. I love this one. This one is amazing. And this one is for $12.49. That's coming out soon. I like that. And it's just not $12.49. They have other stuff that you have to buy with it. With serial cards, it's $12.49. But if you have 2 DCO3 cards, it's $14. If you want 4, if you want all 8 cards, it's $2,000. But that gives you like many synthesizers at once, Then we have the other one that I'm very, very, very interested in, is this Twisted Electrons TherapSID. And this is basically a Commodore 64. It uses 2 Commodore 64 chips that you can put in there, and it sounds glorious. 8-bit synthesizer that cuts through the mix like a hot knife through butter, that type of stuff. Shout out to Synth Samurai Productions in the house. Hey, Synth Samurai, how you doing? I hope you're having a great night. Then we checked out the Sequential Fourm 4-voice aftertouch analog synthesizer, which I'm also very like, I'm focused on those two, like the Forum and the TherapSID. I like the price point, and I like the sound quality at that price point. It's giving a lot. It's giving us a lot for the price. And that's the type of stuff that we should be looking at. And if you don't have the budget, there's other things that we'll check out later on. And I have discussed cheaper stuff before on other episodes, but today we're checking out a little bit midway there, mid to high tier type of stuff. All right. And then at last we have the Drum Freak. That is basically a leak. We got the Drum Freak leak. As you can see, it's a beautiful, beautiful drum machine. It looks like it's gonna have sounds in there. Probably gonna have I don't know, probably the synthesis from the Micro Freaks. You imagine? Even if it has the synthesis of a Micro Freak, it will be great, because that's gonna mean that it's gonna have a analog filter. Probably has an analog filter built into it, which is it will be good news for all the people that, you know, for all the people that are complaining that drum machines don't have anything analog in them anymore. But this will be a great addition if they add an analog filter to the master chain and some analog distortion. That would be great. Just on some saturation and some filtering at the end of the chain is always very welcome. And as you can see, very nice packaging from Arturia as always. I love their buttons. Everything's very smooth on Arturia products. I have audio fuses here from Arturia, and they never turn off. I never turn them off, and they never fail. They keep working like a workhorse. And they have been on the past 6 months. I haven't even turned it off. I'm supposed to turn it off. Just like the Behringer 369, it has been on the past 4 months. The light's on, and I haven't even turned it off. And it's there just on all day long, all night long. No, it doesn't fail me. So, this is awesome stuff, all right? So to all the viewers, all the tactical people out there, I'll say good night and have a wonderful weekend, right? And then other than that, I don't know what else to say. I'm gonna go crazy. Yeah, I'll lose my mind. Let's go with this music then. Yeah, have a good night.